Hello friends, my name is Dave Miller.
And I am Niall Spain. And we are your fuck buddies. Oh wait, we are your fuck buddies.
Nice.
Spooky episode, in case you hadn't inferred that already.
It's Spooktober! Oh, I took way
Jesus
too much
Christ.
whiskey in my mouth.
Good job.
What was I saying last week? I can't remember.
It's
It's Spooktober. It's your boys Niall and Dane. I don't remember.
coming straight out the ghost house.
Ghost House.
So yeah, welcome to the spooky episode. And
Yeah.
hopefully it's not too spooky, but you have been forewarned. Shit will get creepy. As fuck.
Creepy as hell.
Yeah.
We just got back from New York.
We did.
So if you're a New York listener.
Jesus Christ.
New York.
How much whiskey did you have next week?
Yeah, right? Well, I'm still alcohol poisoned from...
Oh yeah, we
this
almost
week.
killed Dan in your fair city. And a shout out to Felix, who just started listening today.
Yeah, good for you, Felix, you crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, let's just
do we
let's
do
just
it?
I didn't feel the fog rolling in, so I feel like we should, the atmosphere is right.
Let's do it. I'm going to take this because it's pertinent to what we saw in Brooklyn. This comes from Reddit user Throwaway, and I oop.
Is that actually it?
Yeah. The question is, how should I go about giving my panties to my boyfriend in public?
And I oop?
And I hoop. I'm using a throwaway since I know my boyfriend checks my main account, and I'd rather keep this a secret. Pretty much we have a Halloween party coming up next week. We've discussed how much he enjoys spontaneous sex and needs for feeling wanted. I thought it would potentially be a good idea to, at some point in the night, take off my underwear and give them to him. He also likes public sex and things related to that, and I'm not that keen on it. So I thought this would be a good way to meet in the middle. However, I'm not used to a spontaneous sex, or whatever this counts as, and being quote-unquote sexy at all, and have no idea if this would A, even be a good idea that he would enjoy, or B, what to actually say to him once I give him my underwear, and how to do it discreetly without someone at the party noticing. I'm completely clueless. Does it seem like a good idea? And if so, what do I say when I'm giving him the underwear? I was thinking maybe even waiting until the ride home, then giving it to him. I'm not too sure how to go about doing this. Please help an aspiring but nervous sexual being.
Do you hear something?
What is that?
Oh shit. It's the Spite Witch!
Hey guys, I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop in. It being Halloween and all.
You're not here for us, are you?
Not this time.
Oh, thank fuck.
But,
Well, welcome.
I have a list.
Okay, well, fucking cheers.
Oh, thank you.
She brought her own
What a
drink.
warm welcome.
What?
She brought her own drink.
That's
I'm
coming
prepared. Yeah.
God.
Did you not hear me? I'm the Spite Witch.
That's fair enough.
This is a weird-ass question. Did I mishear, or is that at a Halloween party?
At a Halloween party.
Okay. Is he wearing a mask? Because if so, take the mask, get some duct tape the undies to it, put it on his face. No one's going to know they're there. But he will.
He will. And anyone who sees you duct taping.
Okay, it's a lot easier to or bring an envelope, put them in the envelope, give it to him.
I would
and say
say-
open in bathroom.
Yeah.
And then in brackets, alone.
Listeners, you can't see my face right now, but it's not thrilled.
I think
not
horrified might be the term.
It's making some sort of distorted shape. I'll leave it to your imagination. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you got a couple things here. Number one, it sounds like your boyfriend would be super into getting your panties, which is great. Most dudes are super into getting panties.
See, I'm not sure. Because getting panties and having sex in public or having spontaneous sex
Those are
very
two
different things.
Those are two different things.
Yeah, so
right?
I feel like if he hasn't before now expressed some desire for panties, then you might be barking up the wrong broom. Barking up the wrong broom. But
yeah,
if he has, then yes, I think this would classify because he'd be getting them in a public setting.
Can we just set ground rules? Are witch puns okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have jumped
Is
right into that.
that witch racist?
It was gentle.
I mean, I'm gonna call them like I see them.
Okay.
So
So I'm not
know
making
that my
any.
spike guns are loaded and ready.
You shoot curses? Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, Dave was meant to give you the finger pistols earlier and did not.
I know he was really late on that, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later.
Oh God.
You're
In
fucked.
private time. So he enjoys spontaneous sex, and he seems to really like to feel wanted. Okay.
That's all of us. Or
okay.
at least the second part.
Yeah.
In my experience, no man that I have ever dated has been mad about receiving my panties.
Fair.
right? And I'm going to give this fair listener credit that these are going to be nice panties. These are going to be like pretty panties.
Yes.
Good advice.
These are going to be clean, you hear me? Clean, nice panties,
somewhat
right?
clean.
Somewhat clean. Because
No
that's
one who
part of
wants
the attraction.
panties wants-
No one wants totally clean panties. That's yeah, but that's a side issue. Do not duct tape them to the inside of this guy's mask.
Well, if you
like,
want to get caught,
no,
I don't know.
just don't. Straight up, don't do that. It makes you sound like a serial killer.
Make them a mask out of your panties.
No.
And then no one will know. And then halfway through the night, you tell them, like, those are my panties. But you're probably going to have to use not nice ones, because otherwise they won't be big enough to cover a face.
Oh my god. Okay. Nobody actually wants panties on their face. Like, okay, that's a very specific person who wants
I was gonna
panties
say
like, on their face.
We're very careful with saying no one. Because
No one. You're right. The internet, there's something for everyone. You're right. There's something for everybody. I get the impression that this dude, the idea of being like, I'm going to give you my panties for this lady, is feeding her boyfriend's idea of like
Well,
fun,
don't feed them to him.
No. Fun, spontaneous, public, slightly naughty, slightly off the cuff kind of thing.
Yeah, the whole
Having
like, oh shit,
something
gotta like...
you shouldn't have.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So I'm a bigger fan of like put them somewhere where he can find them, like his coat pocket,
Okay.
and then
Or his
text
mask.
him from across the room and tell him where they are. Or tell him to put his hand in your pocket.
That's good.
Follow it up though, because it sounds like you've expressed that this boyfriend also likes public sex, which you're not into. So decide ahead of time what the follow-up is. Is like, think about my panties because we're going to do dirty things when we get home.
Yeah, make it a lead up.
Make it a lead up, or be like, meet me in the bathroom for like a little blowjob action, cunnilingus action, whatever you feel. But just make sure that you've set that boundary with what you're comfortable with in a way that works for you, right? Because like trading fun things like fun panties, photos, things like taking photos of yourself in the panties and being like send them to him from across the room and be
that
like,
could
find
also
my
be like
panties.
a good follow-up. Like either
Totally.
start with that or after you have he's found them, text him a picture of you having worn them earlier.
Part of the fun of this is like making it a fun game that's happening in public that only the two of you know about. Because that's what makes it like kind of erotic, a little bit dirty.
Or
Oh my god.
play a game where only the two of you know about it, but you're not the only players. You sneak those panties into someone's costume.
Yeah, the mask.
And then
Everyone's
he
mask is
has to
panties.
get the panties off that unsuspecting person.
No, but like
Maybe he has to fashion his own panty mask.
No, guys, okay. The Spite Witch says no. The Spite Witch says no. Panty masks, unless this girlfriend is like, listen, my dude is all about dirty, worn panties. I can't keep his face out of the laundry basket. Every time I go to do, the laundry or whatever, he's just like got all my panties.
It sounds like a real James McAvoy move.
Totally. Like, unless he's that guy.
Yeah.
No. Right? Also, do you want to explain why your panties are out?
Obviously.
Yeah, because you've hid them.
But like from
on
random
fucking
people.
Captain
It's
America.
Like if I hid my panties somewhere and then like you found them, you were like, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna get a rubber glove because there's like random panties."
I
like,
imagine anyone who found them would just be like, nope. Unless you're super close to your friends and you can be like, what is this? Either
I don't
way,
know. You're at
no
a drunk
embarrassment.
Halloween party. I don't think if she's not comfortable with public sex and she's like on the fence about this already, I would be like, know your limit, play within it. You know?
Our panties mask suggestions being taken so seriously.
So I once went as Cisco, brilliant
I like to play a game
bard
where-
of
You see how many times Dan mentions that in the podcast?
Yeah.
the thong song, and part of my costume was just having pockets filled with thongs. So I don't know what the big deal is. I gave out
Cisco, and he has to find the real one.
Yeah.
Like, why are you sniffing all the... Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We get it.
Like, it wouldn't be weird if you were Cisco and you reached into your pocket and you just fucking, like, threw...
Barrage of panties.
But also, like...
Yeah.
You could meet them in the middle and just have, like, naughty bathroom times when everyone's drunk later on the party and no one cares.
Well, I
or
think
notices.
that's a bigger step.
I know,
her.
but it's also not that dramatic.
Gentlemen, do not fucking ever underestimate the magic of playing a game with your partner.
Oh, I'm agreeing because
Like, don't for 1 second downplay that the lead up can be just as hot or hotter than the actual act.
100%.
Pickpocketing underwear from Captain America.
No.
Yeah, like
Oh
you've got
my
that mask on your face the whole time.
You guys are both
literally-
going to end up cursed with panty masks.
You
Is
literally
that what you want?
can't
Because it's
not
really sounding
cursed
that way.
with panty masks.
Cursed with panty masks. Just like panty, like crotch, right over your nose forever.
Also, like
I'm gonna do
Forever
it. I'ma do
sounds
it.
bad. but-
how like much does panty
You'll have
masks
to, like, eat
sound like a
around.
Reddit username?
Around the crotch hole. Like,
We
you'll have to,
always
like,
eat around the crotch.
tongue out,
With
tongue
our
out
tongue-
around the legs. Yeah,
We've
you
done
have
both.
to explain. I know.
So, okay, I'm going to give real advice here because I haven't done it at all this episode.
Neither have I.
If it's that big of a deal, if you're actually worried about it and it's like a teeter-totter of like if you're comfortable with it or not, make this your like going home present. You know what I mean? Just sort of like casually slip into his hand and be like, I think we should leave.
True. Although Spite Witch's idea is really good because you put it in the pocket, it's safe. You can go like unless you have your coat on you, you're gonna be probably taking it out in like a remote location. You'll get a text, I assume, be like, don't show anyone or whatever. Like you can pre-warn them, but then the
Totally.
tease is gonna last all night. And again, you
Yeah.
can up that tease with a picture, or you can like up it with murmurs, or even like a little brush or grab during the night. Like get those fires stoked and burning, and then by the time you go, that's all you're gonna be thinking about. I totally get
Totally,
you. The
yeah.
tease, the game. If you do that, you don't have that much time unless it's a really long commute home.
I'm saying if
Yeah.
she gets to the night and it's like she panics,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good
She pantyx?
She panty?
No.
no.
It's not gonna work.
was trying.
Keep in mind though that like I'm assuming because it's a Halloween party that alcohol will be involved.
Yeah.
Drunk men are not subtle. I don't know if you've ever tried to hand
Drunk
a drunk
people are
I
not.
would say
yeah,
drunk.
drunk people. I don't know if you've ever tried to hand a drunk person anything, let alone something confidential. And just like, how did that play out? Just like take a second, close your
What's
eyes,
this?
imagine. Yeah, the
Huh?
last time you handed somebody something that you were trying to keep quiet to a drunk person and like how that worked out.
Yeah. Also,
Right?
some people are just even worse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? People in general, bad. Some people are just
Totally.
like cripplingly unable to be subtle.
I imagine this
Absolutely.
man has a bit of finesse. If he's into public sex, I imagine
Maybe that's why she doesn't want to
he
have
has
it,
an
though.
inherent.
Yeah, he
He's
might
like,
be really
"No one
bad at it."
Just like thrusting away. Nobody, look
Stop
away.
looking. Stop filming.
Turn the lights off. We're not doing anything.
I mean, I once had public sex while covered in glow sticks, dressed as Pikachu. So,
It's fair.
when it comes to finesse with public sex, I don't have it.
I'm pretty sneaky.
You're having sex right now, aren't you?
You should know. Wink.
Wink.
So yeah, like I
Kind
think
Reddit listener, if you're listening to this question,
we're so sorry.
I am very sorry. I will punish them later. Again, don't tape your panties to the inside of this mask. I highly suggest wear them to the party.
Oh.
Take a picture of yourself wearing the panties in the bathroom. Sneak them into his coat pocket. Spend the rest of the night playing a fun, sexy text game. And then refuse to allow him to access his jacket until you say it's okay if you're worried about them. Because men hate being told what to do, heterosexual men especially. And being denied
These are generalizations
something that they
episode.
really want is also extremely effective. And then you will have this like delightfully pleased, semi-sauced boyfriend who is just like dying to look at the panties in his coat pocket and take you home.
Yeah, you know what I like, because you already had a good plan, you added to that, but make sure he knows what ones you're wearing before you leave, then take a picture of you in the bathroom, then take them off, put them in, yeah, perfect. So this is from a new subreddit. This is from I Have Sex, and it's by user
Jesus.
Kanacacti. It was a year ago, because the spooky season, and this is We Love Spooky Sex. And it's just a screenshot.
Hell yeah.
And the screenshot is a Twitter post. And the Twitter post reads, "It's only the 2nd day of October, and I already got spooky sex injuries. Laughing face while crying. Tongue out ghost face. Eggplant. Pumpkin." And the first reply is, "Laughing crying face. Too much info, but fuck it, hell yeah. I gave you that good long deep eggplant that I left your ass sore as fuck. Fuck it. Capitals. Spooky sex is amazing. Wink face. My question is, what the fuck are they talking about?
No one in that tweet is having sex.
Right? Firstly, yes.
irrelevant.
Well. No one's
tweet is
having sex with people. I think it's very clear that this man fucked a pumpkin.
Are pumpkins in
Possibly.
the eggplant family? Because I'm not sure.
I think he took his eggplant, pumpkin, and he made the fucking like ghost face, which also could be confused with a ghost orgasm face.
And they probably didn't put the candle out, and that's how they got the injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably it. I don't know.
I
I mean,
don't
that's
even
as
have
far
to
as I can
curse
go.
This
Yeah.
guy. I'm like, you.
I mean, he's cursed already.
Singed your own dick off. Fucking a lit pumpkin. So
Yeah.
also, like, you carved your pumpkins too early. They're gonna be rotten by
Yeah,
October.
thank you.
so-
Right? It's like the first comment is actually, wait, how long is Halloween in America? But yeah, I wanted us to brainstorm spooky sex, but I guess it's just fucking a pumpkin. Well, it's still lit because
Well,
that is.
that's
I mean,
a
judging by
one.
the emojis, yes. I mean, like I can come up with more
Well,
spooky
the crying.
sex
Maybe it
injuries.
wasn't laughing. Maybe it was like screaming.
Maybe it's when you both wear Jason masks.
Made of panties.
Maybe. Is he the one that has the face mask of skin, or is he the one with the William Shatner mask spray painted white?
That's Mike Myers.
I can
I'm
literally
so
never
wrong.
tell.
I have
Jason
no
is the
idea.
hockey mask.
I've played.
Well, that's like we're in Canada, so like lots of people have sex with hockey masks on. So.
You know what?
irrelevant.
I was really like terrified by that when I actually came to this country, but I've gotten used to it.
About hockey masks, or about
Just
like
being fucked while they're wearing a hockey mask
oh, that's
and brandishing
fair.
a long, like almost scythe-like stick. Turns out it's a hockey stick.
Our sports are terrifying.
That's true.
So I haven't done one of these in a long time.
Was it BetterBetch? No.
No. It is from our good friend Kid Cocky.
Ooh.
It's a porn review of Texas Asshole Massacre. My buddy Roger reviewed this movie for a few months ago, and he rated it a little differently than I did for an
I'm sorry,
overall
so
rating.
His friend. I feel like I can never get more than a few sentences into this. My friend reviewed it, but he didn't do a good enough job. So now I'm gonna have to do a supplemental review.
Well, I think this is more of a like
Alternate.
an op-ed. Is that what it is when like the editor goes back and talks back? Is that op-ed?
but it's not the same person.
No, I don't know here, guys. Just join me in the space. For an overall rating, he gave this a B. By contrast, I'm giving Ivan Massacres an A. Now, I have to admit that I have the utmost respect for Roger T. Pipe as a reviewer. In fact, if there is one man with more knowledge of porn reviewing than I have, it is Mr. Pipe. I think it simply
Whoa.
boils down to the fact that I have slightly different tastes in porn.
I love how just jovial and polite and positive this is so far, because it's gonna turn real fucked up soon, and I know it.
One of the most amazing parts of this movie is the cast. I love the cast. Gia Paloma, Kelly Wells, and Kami Andrews have amazing talent. I love these three girls. I think they are great-looking, energetic, creative performers. They are the primary reason that I gave the female cast an A for looks. Although all three girls are amazing, I believe that Kami carries this movie. The first scene starts off as an infomercial with Kami acting as Texas. She does the entire scene non-stop and is completely hilarious.
Like a person or the state.
Please tell me the state.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I would watch
This
that.
is something I cannot confirm
I
or
was
deny.
like fully in spite mode, being like, "Dude, nobody gives a shit about your porn opinion."
But now
I'm,
you got
I'm
embodied
actually
states
very
maybe
interested.
fucking.
You might be the embodied state of Texas.
I would watch that.
Well,
Yeah.
I would watch this scene even if there wasn't any porn in this movie. She should get an award for her performance. Next up are a couple good scenes with Gia and Isabel Ice. I give you a blow by blow, but you can just
Wink.
believe me that they are good scenes. To be creative, one of the scenes works a bowl of chili into it.
No.
This is a play on one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel plots where innocent victims are turned into chili. Although I probably missed a few of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre references, I like that the video parodies a real horror movie.
To be fair, one, no, but two, I appreciate that they're staying true to the Texas Chainsaw canon, right?
To the canon,
Like,
yeah.
you have to be a fan to, it's not just porn.
It's true.
You
Parody
also gotta-
comes out of love.
right? You gotta get it. Like, are you...
Satire is. It's
The Texas
from the
Chainsaw
heart.
Massacre is one of the most disturbing classic horror movies of all time. It is pretty interesting to see how Ivan is able to parody many of the scenes. The final scene of Kami chasing down a girl with a giant dildo is a hilarious tribute to the Tobe Hooper classic. So I'm going to go circle back now. Does he think that the serial killer's name is Texas?
Probably.
Because I'm assuming that Cammy is, if he's chasing down, or if she's chasing down a girl with a dildo, that she's the killer.
Oh.
Maybe you're assuming that this follows
Oh, that's so disappointing. I really wanted it to be the state of Texas.
I think it's more disappointing.
The opening scene is like, you're setting the scene. You're giving people like the timeline, the zeitgeist, like society. So she embodies Texas, the state, to show them where the setting is. Maybe it's like a solo performance where
like she's out there with like the state bird on her shoulder,
exactly,
and, like, holding the flower,
and her
like,
performance
naked.
is so amazing that she embodies this whole state so well. Is that her or the bird? No one knows.
Who knows?
But that's maybe she embodies the state so well. Like it's the intro. It's like giving you it's an information drop, and then it gets into the movie where she also plays the killer. Or more likely, they think the killer is in fact a guy named Texas or a girl named Texas.
For you Ass to Mouth fan, there's plenty of it.
Oh, thank God.
Some people don't like to see much of that sideshow sort of thing, but you will like this movie if you're into that. I would also like to mention that this movie has an enjoyable plot to it. In fact, I was able to watch it without needing to hit the fast forward button. That's pretty impressive, and I haven't done that in years. In fact, I would have to say this is probably the most enjoyable movie that I've seen this year.
In general?
So I don't know if he means
what
porn.
Year? When was it out? Because that's going up against.
I don't know.
Does it not say like when?
Not the thing that I've copied. Another enjoyable aspect of this movie is that the sex scenes are extreme and dirty, but the cast seems to really enjoy themselves. The behind the scenes show that people in the movies are not treated like animals, and the cast seems to get along pretty well. This is similar to the environment that Kylie Ireland has in many of her films. I don't know about you, but I enjoy a movie a lot more when I get the feeling that the cast is genuinely enjoying themselves. All in all, this is a great movie. Ivan and Kami deliver. I hope we get to see them work together again. Kid Cocky, Superfly, Soul Brother.
Yeah, shockingly, porns, like real movies, have a cast that didn't actually get murdered. Or, like stabbed to death with a giant dildo or whatever the fuck
She could have been
that
bludgeoned.
is. It's true. It could be a bludgeoning.
Depending. Also, like, I don't know why.
The ultimate spite witch, like bludgeoned to death with your own dildo.
That would be pretty bad.
I'm so into that.
I don't know why. I'm just taking a personal moment to be offended that, like, Kelly Ireland, it sounds kind of like my name. Does my name sound like a porn name? Not Spain? Kelly Ireland? That's not a typical porn name.
Not Spain.
It's just a name of the country. I'm a name of the country.
Yeah, you might have a porn name.
Here, hold on. Let's try this out here.
No, god damn it.
One of the most amazing parts of this movie is the cast. I love the cast. Gia Paloma, Kelly Wells, and Niall Spain have amazing talent. It kind of fits in there.
Yeah,
I do embody Texas.
Do you?
Well, I have multiple guns, real good barbecue, and music. I don't know.
All right, I'll allow that. All
right, we don't have to talk about this anymore. I just thought it was a.
No, that was good.
I can't think of the word.
That was good. It was. You know what? It was actually his probably most demure, and like.
I mean, yeah, he didn't refer to anyone as whores or sluts.
Like, I can't even remember half the terms he used before, but they were fucking buck wild. Like,
I'm a little upset.
This is actually the most like
he didn't repurpose a Kid Rock song like he did in the other one.
Yeah, like this is actually the most tame review, and I think it's probably because he's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, but not good enough fan. He gets all the references.
Yeah.
So hey,
all right, hit me with another. Or sorry, hit us with another.
That's right. I'm
so
still here.
This is.
You're just so good at blending in with the shadows.
Oh God.
Is that which racist? Oh, I'm so fucked.
Curse of dirty pubes be upon you. Curse of dirty pubes.
Dirty pubes.
Dirty pubes. Oh
yeah, curse
no.
of dirty pubes.
That's the worst.
That's right.
I just said cursive.
Along with curse of pubes that grow above your belly button.
It's horrifying. And
yeah,
what's
and
even
like a
worse,
V shape, not like a treasure trail, like basically a crotch pube right
there. Oh, an
there.
anti-V as well.
Yeah.
So what's even worse is I'm about to call Dane out really hard because...
God damn!
I didn't realize...
Tell me more!
So apparently Dane has a Reddit account. And Dane posted a question a year ago. And his name is Mischief Baby. Because Dane asks, turned on by spooky stuff?
Yes! Mark? I'm here for you. Mischief Baby?
We all know it's you, Dane.
Look,
you know Dane's
you're just trying to isolate me. There are hundreds of us spooksters out there.
Apparently.
Maybe you're just turned on by the feeling of being vulnerable.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Oh, wow. We're getting deep here.
That's right.
This is also Therapist Witch.
I'm here for all your needs.
Yeah. So I'm not into gore at all, but I've always become turned on by haunted houses. Kind of where scary people pop out at you, get chased with a fake chainsaw. There's cool lightning everywhere. Cool lightning.
Cool lightning.
Yeah.
And movies. Oh, sorry. Also movies with a spooky or dark vibe where people don't get tortured or anything. I do have a thing for goth/vampire style. Basically dark stuff/Halloweenish stuff turns me on. Is there a name for this?
Oh, I don't know that there's a name for this, but there definitely is a full fetish community connected to vampirism. So if that's
True.
that person's
yeah.
thing, there is like a whole community out to support them.
Is there a name for that? Just vampires?
Ricers.
Oh, what?
Oh, Anne Rice?
And rice. I realize that sounds kind of racist, and I regret it immediately.
Well, now it does.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like,
Jesus.
Octobophile? You know?
Or like
I like spook, sure.
vampire files.
The thing
or
is, if
vampiles?
it was just vampires, yes.
Well, okay.
Or
So I
maybe just
think
call him a
there's-
Dano.
Yeah.
Because Dane,
Yeah.
for those who don't know,
obviously Dane,
his number one
clearly.
thing is spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah. We often find
Spooky
him.
butts.
Spooky butts.
That's
I don't want to, like, are there
the
bats
hierarchy.
coming out of them?
No, it's spooky, comma, butts. Like, if I was ranking, it would be number 1, spooky. Number 2, butts.
That's number 3.
Probably big eyes.
That's weird.
I got specific tastes.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's good
So-
to know what you like. It's good to know what you
Dane
like.
is, in fact,
Ladies and
anti-lover.
gentlemen, it's.
9-7.
I told you.
Why don't you love anime? No.
I think that's great. If you enjoy being turned on by haunted houses and vampirism and other spooky things that doesn't involve physical harm to other people, and everybody is entering into the social contract of, say, going to a haunted house where you're participating in the act of being scared, I think that that's great. And what a safe and wonderful way to express that.
Well, if you're going to the haunted house...
You're using
I'm
teenagers to get off.
No,
I
you're
don't-
not. I'm not
I
saying
don't
jack
think-
off in the corner of the bush.
I don't think the 19-year-old theater student who's playing Frankenstein has agreed to you getting fucking turned on by him jumping out of a fucking closet at you.
Listen, the 19-year-old theater student who's dressed up like Frankenstein, who's chasing you up the garden path or whatever the fuck it is for the haunted house, unless you're turning around with your dick out and like jacking off on them, they have no idea.
Is it
You
weird that
look
I
like-
assumed it was a girl
What
this
has-
whole time?
What happens if,
Could be.
while you're running, your gait changes and it's very obvious?
Okay. I'm just okay.
That's when Frankenstein turns around.
That's when Frankenstein starts running away from you.
So, Spite Witch is currently working as an aerialist at the Casa Loma Haunted House. So I get to watch people get scared all the time. Like I sit up in an aerial bird cage, scaring people.
That's fucking cool.
The haunted house, it's dark, it's full of fog.
It's like a
and
spooky butt.
it is like a spooky butt. But it's also,
Hell
if
yeah.
you're engaging, the social contract is we are going to scare you and you are coming to be scared.
Yeah.
If you left a haunted house and didn't get at least one good scare, you'd be like, that was a fucking ripoff. Where's my money back? Right? Like, you're there to see cool, spooky,
Lightning.
scary lightning.
Cool
shit,
lightning, yeah.
Cool lightning. And if you don't get that, you feel kind of cheated out of your social contract, right?
Honestly,
I'm not saying, disrespect anybody's boundaries. It'd be
Mm-hmm.
the same as if you walked up to one of the mummies and just, like, punched them, right? Like, don't do that.
Yeah, Dane.
Don't, like,
Yeah,
rub
fuck
your
mummies. I'm
body.
gonna say right now, fuck mummies.
what do they want?
Good question.
Right?
Good question.
I will say, I find being scared at a haunted house much like trying to sleep when someone says, "Hey, go sleep." It's
Yeah.
you know what's gonna happen unless they really like flip the script on you, which hasn't happened. Maybe it does. Don't ruin any of this. Don't spoiler me
I
on
won't.
this.
I'm not going to spoil you
But
anything.
so usually I'm just like, oh, okay. I think the funnest one I was ever at was in Canada's Wonderland, where like they have like these various like haunted house like setups, and one of them is like you go in and it's like you see some like or it's like very vampire themed, and it's just a vampire disco. And it's not scary at all. It's just a bunch of vampires dancing.
That
And
sounds
it was amazing.
I would
That's so
totally
good.
Like real
go.
chill music, and like everyone's just boogieing, and like kept waiting for something to happen that didn't. I was like, this is the fucking best.
That's
I was
pretty
like, who
great.
came up with this?
Oh, well, and I think the fact that this question asker enjoys haunted houses, I'm like, I think that says a lot about the fact that you like ideas of vulnerability and surrender. And those are great things that you can explore in lots of safe ways. And going to a haunted house is a great, safe way of exploring that.
Yeah.
And if you feel scared while you're at that vampire thing, you could call it Panic at the Vampire Disco.
Great name for a band, though. Like a spooky cover band?
It's just you just play Panic at the Disco covers, and you're all just dressed as vampires.
But you only play the one with
Yeah.
church organs?
Oh hell yeah!
I would
so
fucking.
good, yeah.
Can we start that? You could be a witch and a vampire.
Do I have to be both? Can I just
be a
like
witch.
guest on the accordion?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
accordions? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But you only if you're on your broom.
Fair.
Okay, cool. Were you
I have
in
been
agreement?
watching a lot of What We Do in the Shadows, and I am.
The show?
The show is so.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's go. Next one.
While I'm doing my classic bits, here's another one from an old friend. I'm feeling really bad tonight.
Classic bits.
Cruel Witch? Oh my god, she came to play as well.
I did my porn reviews.
Is this BetterBetch?
I'm feeling really bad tonight.
Alright.
My ex doesn't love me. There's absolutely no point in contacting him because he'll always have an STD.
Is it mycoplasm?
I'm feeling awful right now because the sales associate who is my friend screwed me over. I'm reporting this to the manager. She did a fucked up job and the address was wrong for delivery. Maybe that's why she'll always be a retail sales.
What the fuck is happening right now?
Is there a point in battling the dumb?
The DUMB?
Yep.
Huh?
Then I thought about my ex. All those nights cuddling with him and wondering why he stinks. Because he had an STD the whole time. This man never loved me. And cheats. Why am I even sulking? He already got his punishment. A lifetime of illness and STDs. Don't ever trust a stinky person. So I brought this. I don't want to say question.
No.
I have nothing to say
It's
to
fair.
this. I don't know why that was read.
It's definitely the BetterBetch side.
It's 100% the
Like,
better batch.
Although, no dreams.
No dreams.
That's weird. This has all been a dream.
Maybe it has all. Maybe she's finally awoken. Okay, I want to clear. If you haven't listened, if this is your first episode, because we did invite a bunch of new listeners in New York to listen, there's sort of a chronological order to this, which I don't really understand.
Is this in order?
I have yes, roughly this is in the order of when she posted, I think.
Yeah.
She essentially dated a dude who had an STD. She contracted the STD, which was mycoplasma, from this dude.
I'm not even sure it's considered an STD if you get it off animals.
Yeah, no, it's also a very specifically animal-related disease. So
We're not sure about the full story.
We're not sure.
We're horrifying
We don't know.
the Spite Witch. She's
and
reaching
then-
for her drink.
Yeah, her drink
She's
of man
drinking
tears.
deeply. Oh god.
So it's the good news is she's clean. She's free.
Is she?
Good.
Is
Oh,
she?
good.
Yes.
That was my
When?
concern.
Mycoplasma has been cured. I
When?
tried to find a really good post of it that hadn't been deleted or removed, but all of them had been removed.
But she's good?
Clean. She's
Oh,
free.
thank
She's
fuck.
free and clear.
Oh
But
my god. But like, okay, did
She's
this
still-
happen before or after she got that? Because
What?
if it happened after she got mycoplasma.
no, this is her most recent post.
See, I feel like it's wildly ironic to like denigrate someone for having an STD when you had one for a long time.
But he was the one who gave it to her.
Is it?
Yes.
How do we know? There's so many boys in these stories.
I think the ex is always the one who gave her the STD because she does say it was the one who
I'm-
had. So I don't want to alienate the Spite Witch here. What I wanted to do was I wanted to give you the information and see what you would curse and or grant a boon to this poor Reddit user named BetterBetch who has suffered, I think, for several months, at least not a year. I don't remember how long it's been. I don't think she knows how long it's been. She had a terrible STD. She's finally clean. Would you help her or hurt her?
Based on the very confusing story that was read and then discussed between the two of you.
To be fair, I
I'm
can
not
barely make sense of it, and I've heard the
totally
prequels.
sure that I understand. So I understand that there is a lost soul
That's
by the name of BetterBetch who it sounds like contracted an STD from a cheating partner, which this Spite Witch has very strong feelings about,
good.
Okay.
and is now clean from said STD,
Yes.
which
thank
is great.
So can we just take a moment? It's over. Well, for now.
Well,
Anyway,
was this
just
like was this like a,
this was an ongoing
like a
saga.
weight on your shoulders, Niall? Like, were you taking on this BetterBetch's burden and like
If you
this?
listen to the previous ones and like ever had to Google what she was saying, yeah, you would.
Right. So you were taking on a lot of the emotional labor.
It was. I'm actually just really
I
happy for her.
appreciate that. I think that
'Cause-
that's great that you're taking on the emotional labor of this person who has contracted an ST. I think we say I now, don't we?
STI.
Don't we say
I'm
STI?
just reading what she writes.
So that's fair. Okay, STI/STD.
Also, I'm not sure it's either because it's a weird. It's a different like.
I mean, it's a disease. But I guess she contracted it sexually, so I guess it falls under the
Either
category.
way.
I did recently discover that there's like a whole world of STIs that are outside of like the top 5 that we spent our
Like the usual ones people know about.
adolescence, yeah,
The
like
top
being
hits.
told about. Exactly, you know.
So now that's what I call STIs.
Essentially, yeah. And like including like the really scary ones and then the ones that you're like, oh, you have gonorrhea again. Great. Like, I mean, there is antibiotic gonorrhea out there, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know.
Like antibiotic resistant.
Yes.
Ugh. That's
Shield
antibiotic resistant.
yourself.
Anything is terrifying, but gonorrhea
Yes,
just makes it a
gonorrhea
little
just-
worse.
Woo! Yeah, you know, just sucks your...
Super gonorrhea.
Yeah, super gonorrhea. Anyway, that's a side note. It sounds like BetterBetch has had a rough go of it, so I would not curse BetterBetch. In fact, I would grant BetterBetch a one-time free sex pass for an unprotected sex act with a stranger with no contractions.
Oh, thank God.
That would be my pass to her.
Hey, you know what? That's a good gift.
Yeah.
One
But
time.
also no pregnancy, unless you want it.
That's up to her. I've just said
Okay.
free STIs. Like, I am the spy witch after all.
Free
I know
STI.
not free, but like free of STIs. Free of STIs. I mean, you know, I'm not the pregnancy witch. I'm
That's
the spite
fair.
witch.
I hear she's nice though.
She's fine.
Sometimes.
You know,
Play it right.
get her at the right time of the month.
What?
Hey.
I love how she's like, is it worth fighting the dumb? Yeah, fight the dumb.
It's also
Maybe
if
we'll
you-
understand the questions. Sorry.
yeah. If
I'm
you
sorry. I'm sorry.
have
That was mean.
a partner who has cheated on you and
Also, who
contracted
stinks?
an STI, but I'm not too sure that those things are related, to be honest. Because if you
Depending on the STI, I guess.
if you've contracted
Mycoplasma
an
has
STI
like is this like evolving thing for me because like it was originally like
for you personally, are you? A carrier?
well I mean like as someone
It's
who's
slowly eroding.
followed the
You can't
progression
help
of
but get-
this.
It's like the Lord of the Rings. You can't help but get swept up in the.
oh yeah,
epic,
man.
like-
yeah. She's our Frodo, and she's finally
Right.
cast the One Ring into Mordor. Unfortunately, her genitals were also Mordor for a while because like it started with her only talking about how much it burned, and then she tried to burn her genitals herself with the
with
sun.
the sun to cure it.
Oh, I mean, like, I'm all about exposing your bush to nature's
Your
elements.
bitch. Expose your bitch.
Expose your bitch
Expose
to
that bitch.
nature's elements.
We need that
Give
on
it what it
t-shirts.
wants. It wants the hot sun and some fresh air.
Yeah, it's not gonna go blind.
Like-
Yeah, it's
Point
just
it
like
at
You
that
need to, like-
Spite bitch
you need to,
or
like-
Spite witch says, "Expose your bitch."
Yeah, air it
Get
out.
that on
Yeah,
fucking car stickers, bumper stickers.
yeah, air out your bitch. It's unhappy. It's just anyway.
Yeah. Definitely his if it's.
But then she talked about itchiness, and then it became discharge, and now
Yeah.
it's apparently stinky. So like
Yeah.
It's
this
like
is like
everything.
a rolling like a snowball effect of just terrible. So like
I'm so happy. Like I know we joke about pretty much everything.
yep
I'm really happy that she's getting better.
yeah
Or is better. And I think that's awesome. I hope in the future nothing terrible like this happens. But hey,
I hope lessons were learned.
safe sex.
Yeah, I
Firstly-
only gave you a one-time pass, so just
That's
what I'm saying.
use
Like
it wisely.
Yeah.
that's a
And-
backup plan.
Don't
Don't rely on it.
And like, don't waste that on like that shitty guy who lives 2 doors down from you that like just has a lot
Just
of
'cause
weed.
you live 2 doors down
like,
does not mean-
don't waste that free pass on that.
Or
waste
your
that
ex.
on like that hot stranger on the plane.
Also, no X
No
ever
exes.
again.
No
Not
X.
this stinky, maybe dark past with animals, boy. No.
Also,
no,
like,
no.
do you not have like olfactory glands? Because if a partner smells really bad, like if their dick cheese is so rank that you can smell it through their pants, like just standing normally, Like,
or at all,
I've never been with a partner that's had odorous genitals.
No.
I can't imagine being with someone who's had odorous genitals that I
And
can
then still does it.
smell via cuddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Like,
if
if that
somebody,
was-
like, no, just if somebody like is just aggressively stinks, no offense, I'm sure there's some people who have like maybe a sweaty disorder or something, or like whatever.
Like, we are very
I smell real
attracted
strongly.
to people's scents.
If they're good.
Yeah, but like,
Not even
which
necessarily.
scents are good to you depends on who you are and who the other person is, right?
Yeah.
There's a
So,
genetic there's like
there's a
studies like
genetic
a
thing.
genetic thing where like if you're attracted, like some people's BO or like natural
Yes,
musk.
the
The thing is,
smell of the
the thing is,
musk of the
sweat
people
and
who
musk are
are-
different
yeah.
to BO, because BO is usually stale sweat, and stale sweat I don't think is usually
Anybody
a turn
likes,
on.
yeah.
Whereas sweat itself, like
Yes, basically we are designed to, when we emit odors, to not find the odors of our family members attractive or sexual, so that we don't accidentally procreate with our siblings or parents. Like that's
Thank God.
yes, that
So
is
what
that is
happened to
actually one of
Alabama?
those things that are designed. So it's like, like for example, when I was growing up, I had a younger brother,
Mm-hmm.
and when he was a teenager, like him and his like man boyfriends would come over, and they would like roughhouse in the basement and play video games,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, God, it fucking stinks down here, right? Like it smells awful. And that's biology being like, don't fuck your brother.
I did not know that.
Yeah, right? It is designed that way. So
yeah.
sometimes if you're out somewhere, for whatever reason, it could be because you share too many genetic traits. It could be because that person's odor, just like their genetic profile, doesn't mesh with
Yeah.
yours for whatever reason. Like you don't find their smell like smell and attraction are very closely related.
Yeah.
So if this
Oh
dude
my God. Is
has
her ex her brother?
no, it's not. I'm sure it's not.
I'm not sure.
God, I don't know.
Okay.
But yes. So, fun fact: if you're ever around somebody and you're like, "This girl's really hot," but for some reason I'm not attracted to her, and I think, it might be because she's too genetically similar.
That's really interesting. I don't think I've ever had that without like a very concrete reason. But like, yeah, I think like odors in general, unless they go like stale and like unwashed
Stale BO
is
is
not
a
unwashed is
that's
not
a different
sexy.
Game. Yeah.
Fresh sweat, sure. Like I get that. Sweat itself does not smell bad unless I guess you're
Unless
related.
it's dried and
Yeah, but
sitting
dried
in
and
your
like
body.
old,
No, it's not
and
gonna work.
maybe you've been in the closet for 3 hours, and
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Okay, we ready?
Okay, sorry, we sidetracked there a lot.
That's okay.
Despite which got
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, this is not spooky per se,
well then I'm
but they may
leaving.
feature a monster.
Ooh.
Oh, and now I'm back.
This is by P Money 92.
Now I'm out.
My
And I left
boyfriend,
again.
my boyfriend doesn't want to have sex with me, but still wants blowjobs. My 27-year-old female partner, 34-year-old male, who I've been with for 5 years, told me he doesn't want to have sex with me. He says he doesn't find my body type (brackets chubby) attractive. Really hurt my feelings, and I am understandably upset. He then went on to say he still wants blowjobs from me. I would say I'm a pretty open person. I'm up for the fun majority of the time, but before he said all this, I actually enjoyed giving him blowjobs, but now I just feel insecure and unworthy of him. Am I just overreacting?
No.
I understand. Yes. Yeah, I was in.
Sorry,
like,
we just need
sorry.
to end this right here. Yeah, no.
The
you're
yes
not.
is me agreeing,
Yes, I
just in
assumed.
case.
Yeah.
I understand everyone has a preference when it comes to physical appearance. I'd be lying if I said my boyfriend a body I found attractive. Oh, holla! And I whoop.
And I whoop.
But I would never say that to him because I value our emotional connection over anything else. He thinks I'm being selfish and overreacting. What do you all think? I'm sorry, because that's a
I
fuck
think the fact
question.
that your boyfriend thinks you're being selfish and overreacting after you told him he told you that he was not physically attracted to you and then requested that you sexually satisfy him via blowjobs. Just
Advice-wise, dump his fucking ass. I'm
yes,
sorry,
just
like
leave him
immediately.
immediately. It's over.
Find your catapult and just sort of
launch him into
a
the sun.
lake.
He's
Yeah.
done.
I'm really looking forward to the curse on this one, but I think is there discussions to be had first?
My only thing would be like I would love to know if there was a weight change. Not that it changes anything, but like was she this body type the whole time and he's just arbitrarily decided that like I'm no longer attracted to this?
Or I'm being a dick and I'm going to prey on your insecurity.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
In a way that I feel like benefits me.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, also, let's be fair. I'm not attracted to that body type, so I can't have sex with you, but I can get a blowjob off you. Either way, you're getting turned on by the person, I assume, unless there's some external forces at work.
He just has a great imagination.
I have a
This
feeling
is
that
wild bullshit, because if he has an erection... Like, again, like, there's so much bullshit, but even just to take it down to, like, that bare level, if he's not attracted to you, no erection. Unless you're doing some other mad shit, like...
If someone I wasn't attracted to was like, I'm gonna blow you, I'd be like, well, good luck. Like...
Yeah, so this guy is
I don't know,
the biggest piece of shit. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. How about we do a thing that there's no benefit for you, really, but I'm not going to do the thing that there might be. So, which I'm also guessing in this situation, probably not much benefit for
I have a feeling.
Probably wasn't very fulfilling sexual relationship.
It breaks my fucking heart when you say you feel unworthy of him, because guess what? Opposite thing here.
Yeah, he's a fucking... Oh,
yeah.
God.
The fucking worst.
Yeah, if at any point in time someone just deems you unworthy, or like deems you sort of like not worth
less than,
or like less than human, or like you're now just like a utilitarian prop in order for your sexual pleasure, like your worthiness does not play into this. It is this person who has now reduced himself to like subhuman.
He is like a little, like a big, long, like maybe proud, scheming turd. It's like a little nugget,
just like crawling across the earth, who has convinced you, a goddess, that you are somehow less than him. Mm-hmm. Allow me to inform you that that is not the case. So many things here to unpack. Number one, many people, but first of all, you should find your body type sexy and awesome and attractive. Yep. There is a whole world of people out there who would be fucking thrilled at the idea of touching or seeing your naked body. And those are the kinds of people that you should find, right? The ones who are like, when you get naked, are like thanking their lucky stars that a woman like you is sharing your body with them.
Or giving your panties for a mask.
Exactly. Well, okay. We've learned a lot about this episode. More than we probably wanted to know. So that's number one. So the first gift I'm going to give you, this one's gratis, is just like Lizzo on repeat for you.
I'm just on that Lizzo train right now. Because like there are times where like I'm literally like, I'm vibing so hard to this music right now, and I'm 100% jealous that I'm not a woman, because I feel like this would hit me even harder. I'm pissed that I'm missing out on this fucking like...
Yes.
Just empowerment that this woman is just dishing out, just like casually, just like just you're good, gifts. You're good, you're good, just you're good. You're like, let's go.
So gratis. I'm just gonna give you like Lizzo on repeat, and then in the corner for when you need it will be Jagged Little Pill. You know, just like just for when you need it. It's just in the corner. Lizzo most of the time, and then Jagged Little Pill when you need it. But that's just a gratis gift. That's just a free one from the Spite Witch.
Is Lizzo a bless witch?
She might be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is Lizzo just like the opposite of the Spite Witch? Yeah, just
not that Spite Witch is bad.
No.
Spite Witch is necessary and lovely and great, obviously.
I'm saying light and dark. Light and dark, right? Like
it's important.
Neither one is bad.
Dichotomy. You have to have dichotomy.
I don't think Lizzo wouldn't fucking rain down destruction on someone who deserved it. She definitely would.
Oh, I could pull out a couple songs.
Exactly. I just want to make that clear. Yeah. Fucking love the Spite Witch.
Thank you. I love me too. And you should love you too.
You should. Yeah. That's the thing.
So that's number one. The idea that anyone has the audacity to say out loud that they do not desire your body, but they would like you to service them with your mouth is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard. Yep. And that person should wither with shame at their very existence for even thinking that thought, let alone saying it out loud. So that's just number one. So enjoy Lizzo. That's for you. We're going to unpack a little bit more of this. You need to leave him for so many reasons, right? And I do hope that, Lizzo is blasting as you walk yourself out the door, or better yet, remove him from your house, whatever the situation may be. And then I invite you and I strongly encourage you to introduce yourself to the world of people who are super, super into and attracted to the body that you have, that love it and are thrilled to see it and cannot wait to touch it, and I'm not saying that you have to like dive into a fetishization of being a chubby person. There are lots of guys out there and ladies who would be absolutely hot for the right chubby person, just like they would be hot for the right thin person, just like they would be hot for the right any kind of person. And those are the people that you need to find. This like shriveling maggot of an individual with his tiny little pathetic pencil dick that I'm sure requires so much more effort on your part than is worth, he's done. We're going to leave him in the dust.
Try to shy away from equating men's work with their penises.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I do.
You can edit out that part. I'll say something else.
No, it's I love where it's coming from.
Yeah.
I understand that. And you know what? Generally, I am not a body shame person. In this case, though, I'm like, if you have the balls to shame someone else, then I am going to shame you. And my curse for you, unnamed but extremely entitled individual, is I am cursing you with a lifelong dick problem.
Oh, shit. That's so vague.
I love that it's vague.
You will forever not know what's wrong with your dick. You will see various doctors.
Oh, no.
They will have no explanation. There will be sores. It will be unexplained. They will go away and new ones will appear. You'll ejaculate pus and blood for no reason at random times. Sometimes it'll be totally normal. Sometimes it will look like a gangrenous pube that's about to fall off. You never know. It will be a forever mystery for you. You will be highlighted in medical textbooks for your sheer unknown disorder.
The dick problem? Question mark?
The dick problem.
I love it.
I want to throw in one. I really feel like that's standalone advice. That's all you need to hear.
That was a high five.
If you ever need to feel empowered, it might seem scary, but like go to your local sex club. As long as it's like an up and up one and not a shady one.
Yes.
I've never felt more like just like fuck yeah. Then I thought I was going to be terrified. I've gone like a few times and you just go there and everyone is just doing their own thing. And it's every body type, every skin color, every gender, every sexuality. Like it's just like this free for all of just everyone just being themselves and everyone being cool with it. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the most refreshing experiences in an environment that I thought I was going to be my most vulnerable and like I felt was going to be the most judgmental. It's just this like beautiful moment of everyone just being like, fuck yeah.
And as a side note to that, if you're a woman attending a sex club alone, many sex clubs have wristbands available so that if you prefer not to be bothered or solicited for sex, you can get a wristband and then you can just observe and check it out. If you're like, hey, I'm not really ready to join in on any of the activities yet, but I'm interested and I'd like to hang out and see what's going on. Check in with your local club because they may have a wristband.
Yeah, and like you don't even have to get naked. Like you can be in full clothing and just chill and just be a part of it. Like you don't even have to be in like the sex areas. You can literally just hang out. Like there's usually like a bar or lobby in like the front area and just see who comes in. And I promise you will see everyone. Every kind of person will come in, and it's beautiful and it's great. And like I said, it's something that I thought I would be terrified of. And like the second I got there, I was like, I'm good. Yeah. Like this is probably the freest you could be.
I think I was in the same one that I think you're referencing.
I will throw. I have no problem promoting them. Oasis is an amazing club. If you're in Toronto and this is something that sounds interesting to you, Oasis is it's an inclusive space. It's a safe space. It is very, very well managed, and it's a very, very cool place to visit.
But if you go, make sure you are inclusive and cool and well managed.
Oh, yeah. And if you're not, you'll get the fucking shit tossed out of you.
True, but you still don't want
them absolutely.
to do that.
Manage yourself.
But literally, if there was like a people bingo, everyone would have won in like a minute.
Yeah.
You know, you could tick every fucking box. And that's awesome.
This comes from Reddit user Goofy Goober. I keep fantasizing about sex with a friend when I'm in a relationship. Okay, I'm not sure if this is common or not, or if it's even considered cheating. It's all in my head, so it's not actually acting out on anything, but I'm starting to feel weird or guilty about it. They're 20 female, and their boyfriend is 28 male. I've been with my boyfriend for over a year now, and we live together. I'm really good friends with the guy I went to high school with, and I've been friends since our sophomore year. My friend was recently just talking about his Halloween party. Him and his friend were going to, and they said that the host of the party was his friend's girl. And then in brackets they say, I'm sorry if this is confusing. Him and this girl are in the talking stage or whatever, lol. So if my friend said, if blank loses his virginity before me, I'll be pissed. And ever since then, I've been fantasizing about taking his virginity. I just don't know what to do about this whole thing. I don't want to tell my boyfriend about it, obviously. Has anyone ever had something similar? I'm just hoping eventually I'll get over it.
It's interesting to me that it's not just I'm fantasizing about fucking him, that she's fantasizing about taking his virginity. Because that's different.
It is.
Well, in fairness, I think she's 20. Mm-hmm. So the majority of her friends, like, virginity wouldn't be uncommon at that age.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that that's an excellent examination of the power dynamic. There's really no popular culture references to women taking virginity unless they're like creepy MILFs. And even the idea, I mean,
or the exchange student from American Pie.
Well, setting aside the idea of like taking a virginity,
well,
I'm using air quotations, listeners, in case you can't see that. Because we all know that that's not a real thing. There is no taking a virginity. The air quotes were used again, just FYI. But I think that for this 20-year-old woman in a relationship, exploring that idea of power exchange in a fantasy is great.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I think if it was just sex, it would be a different thing. Not necessarily an issue even, but
no, not
it's the taking of the virginity that gives it that power dynamic.
Totally.
It's that being experienced, being on top, literally and or figuratively. Mm-hmm. Just being like, 100% that bitch.
Well, and sex is about... Lizzo is a goddess. Sex is about power dynamics, as much as we don't like to talk about it, and figuring out how to navigate those is a big part of how we navigate attraction. I also think, as a side note, having fantasies about other people is totally normal and natural and not cheating.
No, it's
no, absolutely
cheating
not
is
cheating. Cheating is cheating. And however you've defined cheating in your relationship, I think that if you were to go so far as define cheating as even thinking about other people, that's very extreme.
Yeah. That's like saying thinking about like shooting your boss is murder.
Yeah.
We've all thought about slapping someone.
Sure, but yes, so thoughts and actions are different. Thank you, Niall. For summarizing that. I think it's
basically what you were saying.
I do think it's also important to remember that the human brain craves novelty, right? Like, desire requires separateness and intimacy requires togetherness. And finding a balance between those things is how you find the balance and harmony in your relationship. So in this relationship with your boyfriend, if you've been dating for a year and you recently moved in together, you might be experiencing this overload of intimacy and closeness, and you might feel that you are not lacking in desire, but that the desire quotient has, the scales are not as heavily weighted, right? And this is a way for your brain to cultivate desire. And part of how it's cultivating desire is it's cultivating desire by exploring a very safe, in your mind as far as we are aware, fantasy about another person. And that's great, right? Like, figuring out that balance is going to be what leads to a healthy dynamic in your relationship about intimacy and desire for as long as you and your boyfriend are together. So I say keep exploring that. I think that's healthy. I think keeping it to yourself can be very valuable. I think sharing it with your partner can be very valuable. It all depends on what you want out of that experience.
I would imagine sharing it probably wouldn't go very well.
I imagine sharing it wouldn't go very well either, but at the same time,
I think there's a scale in which you can share, right? Like you don't necessarily have to be like, hey, I really, really want to fuck Mark. I really want to take his virginity. There's a difference in saying, hey, I would love for maybe me to be in control tonight.
Well, but that's not sharing it. That's
not
acting on.
No,
and
but
I was gonna say,
expressing your desire to be in control, or expressing, which I think this is ultimately
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe,
what it actually
yeah.
like kind
That
of
was
is
one of the
stemming
things I was
from.
going to bring up was like
Yeah.
to try maybe exploring that.
It can also
You
be
know?
about, if you've been in this period of time with your boyfriend where you're doing a lot of things that are together, building a home, buying furniture, figuring out how to set up the hydro, figuring out your new morning routine now that you share a space, that this could also be your brain's way of finding independence in your new situation. And that's okay. And you shouldn't discount that. And I definitely don't think you should feel guilty about that.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like, I don't want to know everything that my boyfriend thinks and fantasizes and, wants. Don't.
I never understand when people answer the like, "What superpower
No.
do you want?" And they're like, "Read minds." I'm like, do you want
That's
to
the
die?
That's the
No,
craziest
terrible.
fucking.
People think fucked shit they don't even mean.
Don't pick reading minds. As a person who has the power to read minds, don't pick reading minds. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you out like that.
It's okay. I'm used to it. I saw it coming.
You knew what I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's I read your mind. Sorry.
But yeah, I would imagine like take some time and like play with that power dynamic in your current relationship.
Yeah.
Like maybe you haven't taken that stance
Or
before.
by
You're gonna find it some
yourself.
fun. Or yeah.
Like, spend some time, like, explore that fantasy, and, if you're into masturbating, masturbate and see what that brings you. I think cultivating desire within yourself is great because it becomes this thing that you can bring back to the relationship. And that's awesome. And I think oftentimes we think that when we're in a relationship, we need to be together all the time. But it's so important to cultivate these independent differences, and that can include independent desire.
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. If masturbation is something that you are into and comfortable with, we mentioned it earlier. There's like every kind of porn available to you. Like the internet is a fruitful bounty.
It is a fruitful bounty, but it sounds like you have a pretty ripe, amazing
Yeah, I mean,
fantasy
if you've
and
got
imagination.
If it's getting you off,
and
enjoy it.
like, yeah, don't discount that. Like, I would hate to hear that you took this fantasy or this idea and you felt ashamed or embarrassed and that you couldn't use it or that it wasn't right or that it was cheating and you just kind of like stuffed it as far deep down as you can, because that doesn't help you and it ultimately doesn't help your relationship. And I think it's important to view those things as as things that are benefits to you, right? Like when your relationship is running smoothly, it's going to benefit you. And when you have open channels to your desire and your intimacy, that benefits you. Basically, do whatever the fuck you want.
Unless it's cheating.
I mean, yeah, and every relationship defines cheating differently. So figure that out as well, because that's good too. Know that in advance.
I will say probably a good baseline is probably don't take this guy's virginity without a previous conversation with your boyfriend.
Yeah. Hey, if he's cool with it though.
That sounds like
Yeah,
a good
I mean,
place to
if
start.
this guy might be the chillest dude in the world and just be like,
You
yeah,
should
man,
probably go take
for
care
it.
of that.
Like, yeah, Mark needs it. You'd be doing Mark a favor. All right, should we end this bitch?
Sure.
Thank you very much for listening. I want to say a big thank you to the Spite Witch for
Witch.
Spite witch.
Spite Witch, for
Spite
being
night.
our special spooky guest today, and also our first female guest.
Hell yeah.
Which is
right, my
which is
tits are
incredible,
already out.
and I
They're not, listeners. They're not. No one took their top off except for Dane.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
I
that's
record
good for him.
topless.
He does that
Yeah,
every
he
week.
reports
Thank
it.
you. I'm never allowed to say it. He edits this out all the
it's
time.
a hot closet.
Yeah, this is like the least clothes I've worn in a while.
But it's refreshing to get a new perspective in here, and thank you very much for taking time out of what I imagine is a very busy
It's
schedule.
a very busy month. I have
Yeah.
a lot to do.
we appreciate it.
A lot of dicks to curse.
If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to jump on iTunes and give us a rating and a review. It helps us out. You guys have been doing great in the past couple of weeks. If you have a question for us, you can reach out to us on various social medias. At Twitter, you can find us at FCK_buddies. You can find us on Facebook at FCK Buddies Podcast. You can shoot us an email at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on the internet at www.fbuddiespodcast.com.
Thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvest Cities for Song Paper Stars. All right, you guys ready for some...
Spite Witch Corner.
Oh, shit.
So it's Spite Witch Corner. Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to dole out some curses for some irresponsible human beings. So I would like to send one out to a gentleman who has been cheating on his girlfriend for the past 9.5 years.
Yikes.
Oof.
I know, it's pretty epic. I would like to curse you with nearsightedness, first of all. I mean, obviously.
Obviously.
And infertility.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I hope she leaves you because you can't get her pregnant. I would also like to have a big shout out to all the folks out there who think it's okay to masturbate and then not wash their sex toys after, because that's gross. So I would like to, just because you're the only one using them doesn't mean you can't clean them. They
Also
know
its
they're
own
dirty
punishment.
and they're going back in the drawer. I would like to curse you with 2 really, really awful conversations with your family doctor where you have to explain this not once,
No once.
but twice.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's the second time that's gonna really
That's
kill
when
you.
it gets you.
Yeah, that's when it gets you. One of those double curses.
Because it's not just surprise you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's disappointment.
Yeah, it's like we've done
it
this.
is.
We've
done
done this already.
You
Claire.
need to stop fucking yourself with dirty sex toys.
Claire, you still haven't washed them?
Yeah,
Not
I
even
know.
once?
I know. It's bad. It's bad. Just throw them through the dishwasher one time. I'd like to have a huge shout out to my favorite sex toy in Toronto, which is Come As You Are. They are wonderful. Go visit them. They are fantastic. They are cooperative, so support them. They are lovely and inclusive and just a great resource for anybody out there who is looking for fun, sexy times. So you should go check that out. So, that's my star of the week for all of you guys.
Oh, yeah?
And, I'd like to take a second to remind Peter that I
Peter,
do
you're fucked.
remember. And I really, really hope the next time, and there will be a next time, that you're running with an erection, it doesn't go as well for you.
Is he one of the haunted house
Yeah,
people?
was he a haunted house person?
No, he's not in the haunted house. The haunted house people are all lovely. They're all great.
Every week, Niall hits us with some poorly written sex writing. So I like to get comfortable. You can do whatever you want, but if you don't mind, I'm just
James'
gonna...
pants are already off, so
Yeah,
It's a hot closet!
He slowly strips this whole
very
time,
hot,
and it's
yeah.
it's great. So this is it's by our horror boy Stephen King, and no, it's not the one you're thinking of. It's not the one you're thinking
He's known for his sex writing. He's known.
So this is from
legends
what is
of
actually a
sex
very
writing.
good novel, 11/22/63, and it goes like this.
Oh, is this the orgy scene?
No.
Okay, never mind.
She said, "Don't make me wait. I have enough of that." And so I kissed the sweaty hollow of her temple. I moved my hips forward. She gasped, retreated a little, then raised her hips to meet me. "Sadie, all right?" "Oh my God, yes." All one word. She said, and I laughed. She opened her eyes and looked up at me with curiosity and hopefulness. "Is it over? Or is there more?" This is a grown-ass woman. Just...
I'm also like, grown-ass women know when it's done.
A
We're
little-
aware.
A little
We
more,
know.
I said. I don't know how much. I haven't been with a woman in a long time. It turned out there was quite a bit more.
She has, like,
At the
cavernous
end,
vagina.
she began to gasp. "Oh dear, oh dear, oh my dear, dear God, oh sugar."
Okay, so I'm confused.
I'm
is
so
she,
confused. Also, like,
Is she confused
literary
about...
men, you do not all have super long, amazing dicks.
I think-
the idea that you're like, oh, your dick is just too much for my cavernous
see,
vagina to.
I wasn't
to
sure if she was talking about
handle.
ejaculate. Like, was
So-
he just coming for so long? And she was like,
Oh.
is it done? And he's
No.
like, oh, I think there's a bit more.
I'm pretty sure. So I
Or was he
Talking
talking
about the length of his amazing
No.
penis.
I'm pretty sure he put it in, and she was like, "Did we sex?" And he was like, "No, there's more. I don't know how long it'll last. I haven't been with a woman for a long time." And that's
I
the
don't know,
thing,
she
which is
didn't
why I said
notice
she's
it
a
in the
grown ass woman,
beginning, then,
because I'm like, she would know sex was a little bit more than that.
Oh, see,
Maybe
I
she
love
was
that
like,
we all
are
interpreted
you
it.
done?
See, I thought he entered himself and then was just like, well, there it goes. And then she was like, are you done? And he was like,
She says,
"No."
"Is it over or is there more?"
Yeah.
Like not,
Which makes me think that, like, he already came, and then she was like, is that it? And he's like, no, I haven't been. So, like, there's a lot. This is going to keep going for a
He
bit.
says a little more. I don't know how much. I haven't been with a woman in a long
Yeah.
time, which makes me feel like he's like, I'm gonna probably come soon.
I thought he was saying he's already coming, and it's like he's like, I
He's
don't
just
know,
gonna keep coming?
these tanks are full.
Well, what's funny is, like, aside from the fact it's just badly, like, sweaty hollow of her temple, no one's temples are that hollow, firstly.
And nobody's kissing anybody on the temple, like, literally
Right?
ever. Also,
Second-
sex is not over when you ejaculate, so the idea that you're like, now it's, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm literally barfing now,
Oh
dear
my
listeners.
dear,
I'm
dear
literally
Oh,
barfing. No one says that.
Not sexy, Stephen King.
No, Stephen King, you have a lot of good qualities, but sex writing's not one of them.
You know what? Fair. I didn't want to bring him up because I do like
I
do
know.
like
I
his
hear
writing in
his
general.
book on writing is great.
His book on writing
His
is
book
great.
on writing great, except for this part.
Yeah.
I'm like, just
There's a
pretend
whole
you have
chapter.
no
There's a
gender.
write
one-page
one.
chapter of like sex writing, and it's just like, just a
what's-
picture of him shrugging.
What's sex?
It's like, oh, okay.
I just imagine him with no genitalia. To be honest,
He's just a Ken doll down there. He's just like a
Basically.
smooth.
he's like the
soft
Baron in
mound.
What We Do in the Shadows, where they're like, why doesn't he have genitals? Like, it's so good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Schmack.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You guys ready for the true monster in the closet, in the dark?
I don't know. Is this going to be heteronormative and all about coming? For a man? If it is, I've read it.
Probably, because it's worse. Dan is the worst human out there.
Tell me more about this Dan man.
Well, Dan,
Do I need to visit him later? Float outside
if
his window?
anyone deserves a visit.
It is Dan.
So Dan does the
Does
latest.
Dan need web toes and like...
He probably already has them. So Dan's not latest, but Dan has an article named "How to Get Your Ex Back
Good.
After Begging and Pleading."
No.
So don't worry. We've realized that ending Dan was a funny way to do things, but it left like
Just a grim, awful taste.
just a horrible taste in your mouth. So I've taken upon myself to give us a little like after podcasts. Yeah, after dinner mint, after podcast mint. So I go through the Pornhub comments section.
Also hopeless.
Well, this comes from Pornhub user Yambadabadoo.
But is it on a spooky video?
I can't remember, to be honest. And they say, guys, please, this is not how you treat a woman. Watch. I'm not interested in sex too much. It isn't my first priority since my work is relevant to saving the world. Also, I do charity work, selling cosmetics and accessories, defending the woman rights, not under the name of feminism, but something much more effective and different. If you'd like to know more, write me your number and we can meet somewhere where you will feel safe.
Wow, Captain America.
I know.
My name is Dane Miller,
And I'm Niall Spain.
And I'm the Spite Witch.
and we have been your fuck buddies. Is that witch racist?
No, she's not Ghost.
I don't know.